Hi everybody, welcome back to the Tech Twist. I'm Crystal Morgan, your host, and today I am so excited to announce that I've officially received the approval for my trademark for this podcast and look forward to bringing you a lot of new content. So with this first episode, I want to dive right into an exciting book that I've just received, written by Professor Feng, who was one of my professors with the Harvard Business Analytics program, and the book is called Smart Rivals. This book is all about how we as business owners, entrepreneurs, or even people within corporate use these big tech strategies to build our own ecosystem of complementary partners, of ways that we're strengthening our operations. So the Harvard teaching method is case study based, so you're going to get a lot of stories in this book and information on exactly what those strategies were for success. So I'm really, really enthralled with this. I can't wait to finish it, and I will be sharing more. But this kind of leads into exactly what I've been experiencing in the tech community over the last 2 weeks. So something that is very unique to Pittsburgh, but not unique to the world, is mid-career women in tech are leaving technology, leaving the industry in droves. Unfortunately, this is not new. But there is an organization in Pittsburgh that is working really hard to kind of turn that story around, and that organization is RedChair Pittsburgh. I had heard of Red Chair. I had seen events. There were people that I was friends with who had done their programming, and I always thought, oh, that's cool. But I had never really interacted with the organization myself until this year. This year I won and was awarded the scholarship for the Brave Women Retreat. Now, the Brave Women Retreat is run by Holly, and Holly is the founder of the Brave Women Project. And I was thrilled at the opportunity to be a part of a cohort of women, not just women in tech, but a lot of women who were also working in data science and artificial intelligence. Like, phew, mind blown, so excited, so much fun, just dedicated 2 days with all of these women where we were digging in deep to our boundaries, our goals, real reflection using data, which, all of us loved, using the Gallup Strengths Finder study to really dig in and understand what are our strengths, how are we leveraging those, or how could we be leveraging those to move ahead with, whatever our goals are, whether that's personal or professional. So for me, it was a very creative experience. Anytime I get a chance to write down and reflect, I really enjoy that. So I loved that. I loved the chance to connect with these women and really have an honest look at my life, my career. A lot of times I'm guilty of being heads down and just working through. And then when that's done, working through the next thing and the next thing. But this was a great opportunity to kind of lift my head up, look around, and connect with some really fantastic people who are on the same journey. I also got to meet a lot of the board members for Red Chair Pittsburgh and do some networking this past week. My accountability partner actually hosted a fantastic happy hour where we all got together to kind of share with other scholarship winners. There were other types of scholarships that you could win with this. What is it that we really gained from the experience? So whether it was the executive coaching or one of the other scholarships, like, we've had this opportunity to really connect with each other and say, like, hey, I'm having this experience too. I'm challenged by this. Like, how are you overcoming this in your experience? So, that was what I would say very precious to me. It was something that cannot be duplicated. It was just so, so good and, healing, I would say, to be able to say, like, okay, I deserve to think about what I need and want as a professional. I deserve to think about what I need and want as a creative. I deserve to really dig in and understand, like, all right, if I'm here, where am I going to be in the next 5 years, the next 10 years? And I will tell you, doing that by yourself is one thing, but doing it with a coach, with a cohort that's holding you accountable is a totally different experience. So I was thrilled to do that. I had so much fun, and I'm really looking forward to staying engaged with this organization going forward. One of the other organizations that I've been partnering pretty closely with is Prototype Pittsburgh. And from the bottom of my heart, I love accessibility. And I was very happy to attend a board meeting recently where we voted to move forward with an accessible location. Now, the location in Pittsburgh where the incubator and the tech space is, it's like a co-working space. There's like code and coffee times. There are songwriting workshops. There are maker workshops. It's everything rolled into one in this really safe, amazing space. And really, the downside of that space is it doesn't have any sort of accessibility for wheelchair, and that's really in 2024, you kind of expect that. You really need to have that because one of my friends at Microsoft has said this during Ignite one year. It's not an if, it's when we are disabled. Every single person on this planet may encounter some sort of disability in their lifetime. And we really have to get into that practice of being more inclusive with our mindset and thinking about these things. So when I heard the founder, Aaron, talking about opening up the second location, I was like, yeah, we need to do this. It's street level access, and this is going to be a great place for us to host workshops for those incubators. And I am pumped for that. The other thing that I wanted to call out is that there is a lot happening with some fun artificial intelligence tools. It's been a while since I've done a tutorial, but I am so excited to talk a little bit more about some of the tools that I've been using regularly and some of the new tools that are coming out. So I want you to stay tuned for that. Coming back to the ecosystem mindset that is in Smart Rivals that you'll read about when you check this book out, I really do think that every single person does need to have their own cohort. They need to have their own kind of A-team surrounding them. So my call to action to you is to just take a couple of minutes with a piece of paper and start to do like maybe a gratitude exercise for the people that are in your life. Maybe start by writing out your goals and then start thinking about the people that come to mind when you think about working on those things, or the people that inspire you in those spaces, and start trying to reach out to people from that perspective and that lens. Think about what you need help with and think about those call to actions that you could give to your support network for, hey, I need an introduction here, or love your feedback on this concept. Maybe if you're writing a book, trying to find somebody who loves reading and wouldn't mind reading it for you and giving you notes. Giving people the opportunity, opening that door to let them in to know what it is that you're about and what it is you're trying to achieve can help you really superpower the things that you're trying to do. And it also builds the relationships because you're extending trust. And when you extend trust to a person, even if they can't necessarily take you up on that offer right at that moment, it does put a lot of positive sentiment into the relationship. So it's a great opportunity for ensuring that those relationships aren't just, well, I need something, I need something, I need something. It's like, hey, I'm doing something really cool. I want to let you in. I want to let you in on the secret. I want you on my A team. I want to hear your opinions. And when you can really solicit that from a person and you could let them know like, hey, you are really important to me. You're important to my process. That could then turn around and open the door for them to be like, hey, I'm also working on this. And you would have never known that if you hadn't just opened the door or tried to start the conversation. You would have never known that. So I always think that that's a really fantastic way to use collaboration as a relationship initiator. Take that, run with it, try it out if you like. Just send somebody a message on LinkedIn that you really find inspiring, that you really care about, and say like, hey, this is what I care about, and this is why what you did inspired me. Like that can be so meaningful to someone. I finished reading a book by Nancy Jo Sales called Nothing Personal. It's talking all about how big tech is affecting women, how it's affecting dating, how it's changing our culture, and the positive and negative ramifications that are coming from that. When I was reading her book and I was going through the data, I was so inspired. So I thought, I'm going to take 5 minutes. Maybe it took me less than 5 minutes, but I sent her an email and just let her know how inspired I was by her work, how important I think it is for women in tech to be more in community with one another and supporting one another, but also like how tech needs to be accountable to the things that are happening in the lives of women and girls. And never ever expected a response from her, but I did get one. I got one from her. It was very personal. She thanked me for my insights on the book, and she let me know that she has a movie coming out. All of these things, they just start to build on one another. So I think I'm trying to explain this to kind of show what my ecosystem looks like a little bit, and how that just starts at like even if it's at a very baby level. It's like even if we're just nurturing it at the very start, like how it can still grow and expand. So I hope this has been helpful to you. I'm Crystal Morgan. Thanks so much for watching The Tech Twist. Looking forward to bringing you even more interviews, stories from the bleeding edge of tech, and new tools that you can use to upgrade your life.